Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
The massacre made a surprise appearance today in the European referendum debate after a tweet from the EU Leave campaign linked an image declaring "Act now before we see an Orlando-style tragedy here." It's been massively criticised and has now been deleted. Well, as Labour began a last push to win over support for the Remain side, our political editor Gary Gibbon has been to Walsall in the West Midlands to see if the message is getting through.
Labour politicians were out in force today as pro-Remain Tories, from the Prime Minister downward, yielded them the spotlight and left the stage. Remain hopes over 3 days this will help Labour to connect with the reachable parts of its support. People who were veering to leave, people completely split on how to vote. Gordon Brown led the charge with an appeal to Labour supporters yearning for better public services, but also their idealism and their internationalist outlook.
What sort of message would we send to the world on June the 23rd? If we, Britain, who consider ourselves one of the most internationally minded countries of the world, who consider ourselves to be outward-looking engaged, decided to walk away from our nearest neighbours. This is not the Britain I know. This is not the Britain I believe in. This is not the Britain we should aspire to be. We should be a leader in Europe and not leaving it. And that's the message we send on June the 23rd.
A dozen Labour MPs visited a Sure Start centre in Walsall.
If we have a recession when we come out of Europe, it's precisely things like this that a Conservative government will cut.
Assalamu alaikum. Are you all fasting?
This visit was in Palfrey, a community with a strong ethnic minority presence. But go a couple of miles north and you'll find estates with a much smaller ethnic minority community. Long Labour's heartlands, but on this issue, lost territory. One Labour MP said in this referendum campaign they're concentrating on certain wards and don't go into white working class wards. There's no point. In Walsall, that means areas like Coalpool aren't seeing much of Labour, and there's not much sign it would make much difference if they did.
But me and my wife are both voted to leave. I mean, next door neighbours voting to leave.
Do you think that's a pretty strong view around here?
I think so, the majority of the people, yes.
But you haven't seen Labour campaigning here to Remain?
No, not whatsoever.
You haven't seen Labour around here?
No.
It's a solid Labour area,
no.
isn't it? Yeah. If I told you they're for Remain, would that surprise you?
It would, yeah.
Would it make any difference?
No, because we've all got our own votes anyway.
But do you have any sense which side Labour's on at the moment?
No, because we haven't had really a sort of thing from Labour.
Yeah, have you heard from them campaigning around here at all?
No.
Would it make any difference if people knew Labour was for Remain?
Possibly.
Might pull a few people over that way.
Yeah.
You included?
No.
Campaigning in Kent, Nigel Farage was pointing at the latest forecasts for net migration over the next 20 years by Migration Watch, which campaigns for tighter immigration.
And what Migration Watch are telling us is that if migration continues into Britain on current levels, this country will have a population of 80 million by 2040. And I just wonder, where are the schools coming from? Where are the hospitals coming from? Where are the roads coming from?
Tonight, two ICM polls, one by phone, one by the internet, both for The Guardian, suggest his side is leading 53 to 47 over Remain. Even before they were published, the European Council President Donald Tusk spoke in an interview of Brexit triggering the collapse of Western political civilization. Labour's Remain campaigners have a lot of work to make up and only 10 days to achieve it. Gary Gibbon, Channel 4 News, Walsall.
I've been getting away with it all